Good morning and welcome to historic Wrigley Field. My name's Crane Kenny. I'm the President of Business Operations here at the Cubs, and I'll be emceeing today's celebration. Before we begin the program, I want to take a moment to remember a very special and beloved Cubs player. This week we lost one of our Mount Rushmore players, Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg, after a courageous battle with prostate cancer. Rhino was second to none and will forever have an important place in the hearts of Cubs fans everywhere. Tomorrow we'll be hosting our second Cubs for a Cure fundraiser for cancer research. But today, please join me in a moment of silence in honor of our great second baseman, Ryne Sandberg. On behalf of the Cubs organization, we're honored to have so many special guests with us here today, including our owners Tom, Laura, and Todd Ricketts, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, U.S. Senator Dick Durbin, U.S. Representative Mike Quigley, Senate President Don Harmon, our State Senator Sarah Feigenholtz, our great Mayor Brandon Johnson, Alderman Bennett Lawson, as well as several members of the Illinois Legislature, the Chicago City Council, civic, corporate leaders, Cubs alumni, players, and associates. And I can say when I saw Albert Pujols walk in today, I had a few shivers, and then I saw he wasn't in uniform, so for even for Albert Pujols, we're so proud and thrilled to have you with us today. Thank you all for being here. One of our special guests here today needs no introduction and has some very important news to share. So without further ado, please help me welcome Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred.
Good morning, everyone. Before I turn to the main event, I would like to say a word about Ryne Sandberg. He was a great player. He was probably a better man, and his loss has been felt throughout baseball. I want to extend on behalf of Major League Baseball our sympathies to Margaret, the Sandberg family, the Cubs organization, and Cubs fans everywhere. The main order of business today is a real pleasure. It is my honor to award the 2027 All-Star Game to the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field. The game will be played here July 13, 2027. It will be the fourth All-Star Game, 1947, 1962, and 1990. The amazing transformation that has taken place of Wrigley Field and indeed Wrigleyville will provide a great setting for one of our most important events. There are always a tremendous number of clubs who are interested in hosting an All-Star game. The competition is actually fierce. I want to commend the Ricketts family, the Cubs organization, Governor Pritzker, Mayor Johnson, the Chicago Sports Commission on putting together just an unbelievably strong bid for this game. I especially want to note the efforts of the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago on the perimeter security project that was recently completed. It really is important for us, and it was important in terms of securing the game. The 1990 All-Star Game was actually my first. The game and the home run derby were fantastic. But today, however, what you're going to find is the All-Star Game is a multi-day celebration of our great game. Events like the Swingman Classic, the Futures Game, Celebrity Softball, and our draft were not part of the All-Star Game back in 1990. And of course, we'll have the always important home run derby in the game itself. Equally important, working with the clubs, Major League Baseball will leave behind community and charitable projects as part of the All-Star Legacy programs. The 2027 All-Star Game will be another important chapter in the amazing history of the Chicago Cubs, and I hope all of you will be here to help write that history. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. It means a lot to the Cubs, our state and city, that you made the effort to join us here today. And even more that after 37 long years, you honored us with the privilege of bringing the All-Star Game back to Wrigley Field. With the game in 2027, Wrigley will hold the distinction of hosting more All-Star Games than any other current ballpark in Major League Baseball. So thank you very, very much for this great honor. Hosting the game would not be possible without the support of the Ricketts family. From day one, the Ricketts family made saving Wrigley Field one of their 3 principal goals. This year, Sports Illustrated named Wrigley Field the best ballpark in America, following the completion, following the completion of our billion-dollar transformation known as the 1060 Project. So please welcome our Executive Chairman, Tom Ricketts, to talk a little bit more about the importance of our game.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Crane. On behalf of the Cubs organization and Cub fans everywhere, I want to thank Commissioner Manfred for the opportunity to host the 2027 All-Star Game. It is especially fitting that we make this announcement as we mourn the loss of Cubs great Ryne Sandberg. Fitting because Ryne played in 10 All-Star games. Notably, he played in the last All-Star game that was at Wrigley in 1990, and he won the Home Run Derby that year. And I was just talking with Andre Dawson backstage, and Ryne won with 3 home runs, but I think he only got 10 pitches back then. So hopefully, when we have the All-Star game here in a couple years, the wind will be blowing out, and it'll be a lot of fun for the fans. But of course, all of us who were lucky enough to know Ryne Sandberg remember him as more than a baseball player, but a friend and a great family man. And our hearts and our thoughts and our prayers go out to his family at this time. Now, I too remember the 1990 All-Star Game in Chicago because in the early 90s, I lived about 160 yards from here on the 2nd floor of the Sports Corner bar with my brother Pete and another buddy. In fact, I remember to this day, like, we would take our 3 rent checks to the basement of the Cubby Bear, walk past the empty kegs and empty bottles, and find George Lucas, who owns a Cubby Bear, to pay our rent. But I was here during the All-Star Game, but the difference between Rob's experience and mine was I didn't have a ticket. But I do remember what the great energy around the ballpark that night. And hopefully this time I'll have a ticket to go inside. But of course, none of us would be able to go to the All-Star Game here without the efforts of many of the people here today. While we all know the family provided the financing and large investment to preserve and improve the field and the ballpark and the surrounding area, I want to acknowledge the assistance of the governor and the mayor to help finalize and implement the critical security measures that made this game possible. All Cub fans are very proud of Wrigley Field, and we can't wait to show fans who have never been here before what kind of experience this place is, what kind of a special ballpark we have, and what an incredible neighborhood we have around Wrigley Field. So I want to thank everyone here involved who helped us get us to today, and I look forward to seeing everyone at the 2027 All-Star Game. Thanks.
Thanks, Tom. Earlier this summer, the Cubs, together with the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago, worked on a project to protect Wrigley Field and the 4 million guests that we serve every year. Through a public-private partnership, we've agreed to install protective barriers around all 4 corners of our beloved ballpark to provide a security barrier that was missing. I want to personally thank Governor Pritzker, Senator Feigenholz, and the other members of the Illinois General Assembly who are here today, as well as Mayor Johnson, Alderman Bennett Lawson, and the Chicago City Council for partnering with us to protect our fans and our community. And here to talk a little more about the economic impact of the All-Star Game is our Governor, J.B. Pritzker.
Well, good morning, everyone. What a great day. Today truly is a celebration. And despite the loss of the great Ryne Sandberg, the whole city and state can celebrate and honor his extraordinary life and legacy. Ryne had an immeasurable impact on the Chicago Cubs, on the game of baseball itself, and on the people of Chicago. He exemplified what it means to be a Chicago Cub, with an unrelenting grit and unwavering respect for the game. And we remember him with reverence as one of the greats, as a player and as a human being. May his memory be a blessing to us all. You can feel Rhino here with us at the friendly confines this morning. I love this place. He loved this place. And now we all get to share it with baseball fans from across the globe when we meet right here to enjoy the MLB All-Star festivities. We're proud to invite the world to take in all that Chicago and the state of Illinois have to offer. A big thanks to Commissioner Rob Manfred and all the good folks at Major League Baseball. Thank you. Thank you for choosing one of the great baseball cities, our great global city, for the 2027 All-Star Game. I want to express my gratitude especially to Tom, Laura, and Todd Ricketts, Crane Kenny, and the entire Cubs organization for all of their efforts to make this historic event happen at Wrigley Field. And to Kara Bachman and the Chicago Sports Commission and Mayor Brandon Johnson for their partnership in making our city an attractive and welcoming destination. There are plenty of reasons why this is the perfect place to host the All-Star Game. Wrigley Field, as many of you know, is a national landmark. For over 100 years, this has been the beating heart of the baseball world and a shining emblem of our nation's favorite pastime. There's no place like it. From the ivy-covered outfield wall to the legendary bleachers, the park was designed to capture the beauty and the tradition and the fellowship of baseball. Whether you start out a baseball fan or not, you're going to fall in love with the game here at Wrigley. And it isn't just the park. Wrigleyville is one of the most iconic and accessible neighborhoods in America. It has an abundance of world-class restaurants and bars, easy transportation options, and one-of-a-kind charm that is immediately apparent to anyone who makes the trip. I'm grateful to the Cubs organization and to the Ricketts family who have made spectacular upgrades to the ballpark and the neighborhood while preserving all that makes it special. As governor, I'm very proud to have worked with the General Assembly to provide security enhancements to bolster public safety around the park, and I'm also a proud Cubs fan, so that made it especially easy. I guess here's where I'm supposed to say, and I love the teams that people in Illinois across the state love, but I'm a Cubs fan. Chicago is uniquely suited to host major events, and I could go on all day about our renowned restaurants and hotels, our entertainment venues, the cultural diversity, and the best summers in the entire country. But most of all, what makes this city and state so welcoming is the kindness and the uplifting spirit of our people. All of those things are critical components that ensure that the 2027 All-Star Game will be a resounding success. So to all the baseball fans out there listening to me now, we can't wait to welcome you to the great city of Chicago. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Governor Pritzker. The beauty of Wrigley Field is that we play in one of Chicago's 77 neighborhoods. And while our next speaker loves all of our neighborhoods and neighbors equally, we do know he has one favorite baseball team. Please help me in welcoming one of our biggest supporters and a true Cubs fan, our mayor, Brandon Johnson.
Thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. It's truly an honor to be with you all this morning on this incredible, exciting day. Let me just first acknowledge and thank the Commissioner of Baseball, Manfred, for your leadership in the entire organization. Of course, the Governor and the General Assembly, Chicago Sports Commission's leader, Kara Bachman, and then, of course, to the Ricketts family and the entire Cubs organization. I am thrilled to welcome the 2027 Major League Baseball All-Star Game to the greatest freaking city in the world, the city of Chicago. As a city that is filled with proud sports fans, with an incredible history, it is so fitting that the 2027 All-Star Game will be here in our beloved city. We're honored to host this game. We're honored that this will further Chicago's rich legacy as a sports town, but also it will strengthen our reputation as a world-class destination. The decision to return to Chicago is a testament to the city's ability to host global premier events. And whether it's the NBA All-Star Games or NASCAR or any other sporting event, the spirit of Chicago is unmatched. Now, as a lifelong Cubs fan, let me just say this. I'm grateful that dreams can really come true, but my ultimate desire was to succeed Sean Dunston as the shortstop for the Chicago Cubs, but somehow that did not happen. But I'm at least grateful, though, that we have the opportunity to stand in this historic site where we will be able to welcome tourists and fans from around the world, making sports history once again. This is all about creating partnerships as we anticipate these investments for our young people and programming to revitalize our communities. The business leadership that is coming from the Ricketts family to ensure that every single neighborhood across this city is seen, loved, supported, and invested in. That's the type of city that we are. And so the culmination of years of behind-the-scenes collaborative work to make sure that this day could come to fruition, it is not lost on us that our ultimate assignment is to one to another. And so as we continue this citywide effort of collaboration, not just around a game, but around how we can improve the quality of lives for those who are in desperate need. In closing, I think it's so appropriate that Chicago will welcome people from around the world, because that's who we are as a city. An immigrant man and a Potawatomi woman who established this city at the bank of the river, recognizing that one day this will be the global capital of the world, where black, brown, white, Asian, young, old can all come to a beautiful city like Chicago. And at a time in which our nation is struggling to find its unified voice, whether it was wars, 9/11, or the challenges that we are experiencing now. It's the game of baseball that has broken barriers. It's the game of baseball that have brought people together. It's the game of baseball that I believe that will continue to protect our humanity and elevate our democracy. God bless you all, and go Cubs.
Thank you. The journey that brought us here today to celebrate the All-Star Game returning to Wrigley Field began 8 years ago in the Commissioner's office when we officially requested the game come back to Chicago. Two people have been part of this journey from the beginning. One of them is Mike Lafrano, our head of government affairs, and the person who will spearhead our efforts for the next 2 years. The other is Kara Bachman, the executive director of the Chicago Sports Commission. Kara will run point for the city as we move this forward. Let's offer her a warm welcome and a round of applause.
Crane, thank you for the introduction. I'm truly honored and humbled to follow such an incredible group of leaders. They have covered pretty much everything I was planning on saying, so I might have to go off script. But for some of us, well, many of us actually here, Today is the culmination of several years and multiple attempts to bring the MLB All-Star Game back to Wrigley Field. And in the immortal words of Babe Ruth, we never let the fear of striking out get in our way. And Crane just mentioned this started 8 years ago, so we tried, maybe a few strikeouts, but we're here and mission accomplished. And Commissioner Manfred, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity and for partnering with us. Chicago is known around the world as a city that works, and I really think that today is an incredible example of just that. We have the city, the state, Major League Baseball, the Ricketts family, the Cubs organization. There's many of you here. Choose Chicago, our entire tourism and hospitality industry that has had the vision alongside us and the commitment to get us to today's announcement. And the mayor mentioned this, but in today's challenging times, I think we can all agree that this accomplishment is certainly something to celebrate. I'd be remiss if I did not mention that none of this would be able to happen if not for the commitment and the support we receive from every city department in Chicago, some of the hardest working men and women. They're tremendous. We have D-Case as well, Navy Pier, Marilyn Gardner is here, the Chicago Department of Aviation. And of course, this would not at all happen without the mayor and the leadership team that he has in his office. As mentioned, the last time Wrigley Field had the All-Star Game was 1990. It was actually, this is new information. I did not know that was your first All-Star Game. I did not know that Tom was not able to go to that All-Star Game. I didn't know if this would come in handy, but I have a ticket from the 1990 All-Star Game. I think prices might tick up a tinge, but just in case you didn't go, Tom. So the last I was here was 1990, and in 1990, baseball was a national sport. People wanted to be here, but today it's a global sport, and our national pastime is played around the world. We were in Tokyo watching the Cubs play the Dodgers. Baseball is being played in Europe, in Mexico, Australia, Asia, and there's fans all over those countries. And they want to come to Wrigley Field. They will come to Wrigley Field for that opportunity and to have that chance to sit in these seats that you're in, to watch their favorite players compete on this field at arguably the greatest cathedral of all of baseball. So, Commissioner, we are ready. We are thankful that you are having us host in 2027. And come then, the fans from around the world, they will experience the greatest game in the greatest stadium, and they will also experience the soul of our city. And once again, we'll show the world why Chicago is what it is, and we are very proud to be hosting the 2027 MLB All-Star Game. Thank you all for being here today.
Thanks, Cara. On behalf of the Cubs, thank you all for being here. Thank you to our speakers and guests for coming out this morning. We look forward to showcasing the best ballpark in America and one of the best cities in the world. Now, our grounds crew is going to work quickly to turn this field around to get ready for our game with the Orioles. It starts shortly. But before we go, I ask that you turn your attention to the outfield as we raise our ceremonial 2027 All-Star flags, a symbol of the road ahead. Congratulations, Chicago. Here's to the 2027 MLB All-Star Game at Wrigley Field. Enjoy your day. Let's go, Cubs.